So trading ano muna tayo sa mga dito naman tayo sa trading economics na calendar natin, no. So economic calendar muna yung tingnan natin. So for the past week, ito yung mga significant news na lumabas sa US market. So GDP growth rate Q3, so above consensus. So this is a good sign na uh, the US economy is fine, no, basically. Hindi naman siya papunta dun sa recessionary na narrative or state. So nag-expand ng onte, although medyo kinda hawkish yun for the Fed, no, na tipong nag-expand pa rin yung economy in terms of GDP. Ayun, personal income, core PCE, and spending, same with forecast and consensus lang din naman. So, medyo neutral, hindi siya hawkish, hindi siya dovish for the Fed. So, ayun, manufacturing PMI, so 46.7 ang lumabas. So, this is a declining, or this is medyo ano siya, nagbibigay ng signs of slowdown sa US economy based on the manufacturing PMI. So, ito yung mga news last week. Upcoming, this week naman, ito yung mga lalabas. Punta tayo dito. So, this week, services PMI naman yung lalabas tomorrow, and JOLTS or job openings. So, what we are expecting dapat at least if gusto natin maging bullish pa rin yung market, dapat same with the manufacturing PMI, no, na medyo nagde-decline siya para mag-shift na yung Fed to rate cuts, or a continued pause muna, no. Kasi dapat ang makita ng Fed is bumabagal yung economy. So ito yung mga tinitingnan natin. So JOLTS naman, dapat at least under consensus lang din. So yung iba, same with the unemployment rate. So crucial din to. So a higher unemployment rate might be bullish for the market. I might be wrong, pero ang pinaka-interpretation dyan is a higher unemployment, baka mag-pivot na nga yung Fed. And a Fed pivot is good for the markets kasi magkakaroon na ng rate cuts, etc. etc. And actually, yun yung pinaprice ng market. So moving forward sa key markets natin or key indices natin, so yung SPY actually nagano na siya. So this is the S&P 500 ETF. So nag-break out na siya dito sa July 26, 2023 high. 27 actually. So under a 52-week high, ano na siya? Breakout. And nagkaroon naman ng volume surge on this breakout. So that's a good sign, no? Yung initial breakout, actually, ito yung breakout candle. Ito yung breakout candle. And may volume surge naman, that's a good sign for for the S&P 500. So along with that, yung equal weighted naman natin. So inline naman siya with the SPY, and actually mas may pinapakitang momentum siya versus our market cap weighted S&P 500 ETF. Ito yung equal weighted. Ito yung equal weighted. So mas maganda na ina-outperform niya yung market cap weighted sa ngayon. So yung Qs natin, our Nasdaq ETF. So ito yung ano niya, current structure niya. So looking at the big picture, ito yung next resistance area mo, 405, 406. So right now, nung nag-breakout sa resistance trend line na yan, it created a continuation structure or a box structure. So hindi man ganun ka-perfect, but pwedeng ganyan. Well, pwede mo rin yan i-interpret as a bearish channel. Yung ganyan. Parang ganyan. So, a break below this channel is bearish, di ba? So, right now, ang magandang signal na binibigay ng Qs natin is, ayun, nag-hold naman yung 385 level niya, no? Yung 380 level. So, as long as hindi yan nag-break below this level, so ito yung tinitingnan natin. So a break below this 383 area or 383 level is bearish for the Qs or yung mga tech names natin. So ayun, ang magandang makita natin is a rebreak above this 10-day SMA. Then rally toward 400, 405. So equal weighted, so outperforming the market cap weighted. So that's a good sign, no? Nagiging healthy, kumbaga, yung rally ng markets recently. And most likely nag-rotate na yung pera uh, to mid caps, small caps, no? And kumbaga nagiging ano na siya, patas na yung rally ng lahat ng names, no? Hindi na siya very concentrated sa mga sa big seven natin like Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. So yun yung mga ano, 'di ba? Yun yung mga mega caps natin. So hindi na siya very concentrated doon. May mga other large caps na ring nag-rally and other tech names. So yun yung pinaka main signal niya. So ilang minutes na ba tayo in? 20 minutes. So next, IWM. So this is the small cap index natin or small cap benchmark. So IWM showing signs of strength. Nag-consolidate siya sa 50% area. So ito yung 50% ng trading range natin for the small cap benchmark or IWM. So Russell 2000 na ETF yan. So nag-hover siya sa 50% ng trading range and it broke above this base, no, or this continuation pattern. And ayun, looks like next resistance level is at 200, 195. So expect a possible follow through sa small caps, no. So may mga magandang actually yung daming setup sa small caps recently. So moving forward sa mid cap, same thing how we look at the small caps, no. So this is the trading range of the mid cap benchmark natin. Nag-break below 50% in trading range but recovered above it. So that's a good sign. And looking at the mid-cap mid-cap benchmark, same thing yung ginawa niya with the IWM. Nag-consolidate lang siya for 1 to 2 weeks and then nag-breakout na recently. And isa sa mga green flags na nakikita natin, this is a high volume breakout. No? So ang ganda ng breakout nung Friday. Ano ba yung news nung Friday? So balikan natin para nag-react yung market with the manufacturing PMI. So balikan natin to, sorry. So yeah, oo, yung manufacturing PMI. So below consensus. So baka ang pinaprice na talaga ng market is a pivot and possible rate cuts in Q1 2023. So ayun, moving forward, no, let's look at our key market benchmarks then, which is this liquidity benchmark. So Fed liquidity is yung Fed's balance sheet in terms of assets minus the Treasury General Accounts and reverse repo facility. No? So right now, ito yung parang pinaka-proxy natin for liquidity. So a rising liquidity, basically the Fed is on a net buying mode, no, or injecting liquidity in the markets, financial markets and in the economy. So right now, it broke above and sustained above this flag, no? Or this channel. Nag-breakout siya sa resistance trend line. So this is a good sign. Ang ayaw lang natin makita is maging bull trap siya. Like what happened dito sa breakdown na yan. So ang gusto natin makita actually is a breakout dito sa 6.3 trillion USD na na key market benchmark. So this is our liquidity liquidity benchmark. So global liquidity naman, so actually ang magandang nakikita din natin is hindi lang yung Fed yung nag-inject ng liquidity but also other economies like European Central Bank, I think nagka-counter rally na siya. So this is a good sign na paano na tayo? Pwedeng maging back na ng liquidity yung current market rallies natin. So that's a good sign. And if ganun, magiging bullish yun sa market natin, sa markets natin. So China assets, actually in net liquidity injection mode din. So although monthly data yan, but ayun, inflect above 50 month uh, 50 month EMA, tama ba? So above naman siya dito sa key ano natin, key moving averages natin. So above 10 month, above 20 month and 50 month EMA. So Japanese assets, although declining but somewhat stabilizing dito sa 5 trillion mark. Okay, so moving forward no sa ano natin sa mga other benchmarks natin. So DXY dollar strength. So actually kahit ito lang yung ano mo, macro benchmark mo, pwede na 'yan. Pwede na siya. Ang kailangan mo lang tignan is if nagwo-weaken yung dollar, that's good for risk assets. So a weakening dollar is good for risk assets like equities, like crypto. So yan yung actually isa sa mga naging catalyst ng market natin or global markets. So dollar strength is weakening. And ayun, ingat na lang if nandito na tayo sa level na to. So US oil actually nag-counter rally yan for for the past week dahil ayun nga declining inventories or supply. And ayun, actually ang magandang nakikita natin dito is nag-resist siya dito sa 20-day EMA natin or 20-day SMA natin. So that's a good sign, and a declining US oil is good for risk assets as well, 'di ba? So yun yung isa sa mga ano natin, market benchmarks natin. So 2-year bond yields. So a declining 2-year bond yields is good for risk assets as well. And looking at the moving average configurations, which is etong 10-day, 20-day, and 50-day. So below na siya dyan and on a strong bearish momentum yung yields natin for the 2-year bonds, no? So 30-year also declining, so that's a good sign for risk assets as well, and as well as yung TNX natin. TNX is yung 10-year treasury note yield. So decreasing yields or declining yields is good for risk assets. So yun lang yung kailangan nyo itatak sa isip ninyo. Kasi pag bumababa yung yields, umangat yung bonds na kaakibat ng ano na yun, ng asset na yun or ng issue na yun. So yun, TNX below the key level na 4.3 na. So this is considered as a bull trap. A bull trap no in yields. This is a bull trap in yields. So this is good for risk assets. So pointing toward talaga yung mga key market benchmarks natin to a possible sustained bull market. So ayan, let's keep that simple muna, no. So next is looking at top 15 market groups. So blockchain is leading, home builders is next, mining and nuclear is actually ano na rin, mining and nuclear ano na siya no, somewhat weakening na yung nagiging state niya. So previous week no, last week chain leading, uranium names and nuclear names. So next is yung ano, cloud computing ETF natin. So actually, tong cloud computing is AI and blockchain related sector or market group. And others. So cybersecurity, gold miners, nag-improve din. And yun, yung other ETFs natin. So based on our market swing monitor, no. So let's look at the market breadth changes, rate of change breadth changes or short-term momentum and medium-term momentum. We can simply look at this as, sige, ito na lang. Actually, currently, dinedevelop ko to and ini-improve. So, basically, kinocompute niya yung 10-day slope, 5-day slope, and others. So, based on 52-week high data, we have a bull deceleration, 20-day data or 20-day high-low data. Same, medyo decelerating. So, medyo bullish siya pero baka magpakita siya ng ng short-term weakness no for our markets. Okay, wait lang, medyo may weird na lumalabas na data. So under beta testing pa lang 'to. So double check ko, sorry. So cut muna natin 'yun. Cut muna natin 'yan. So dito na lang tayo. So let's look at the charts no. So ito yung cumulative 52-week high low data. So we can see it na nag-increase yung cumulative 52-week high natin. So that's a good sign. Lahat inflecting upward. And same with this 20-day and 50-day MA bread changes natin. So pointing lahat pataas. So that's a good sign. And that's a sign of sustained bullishness in the markets. So yun, let's keep it simple na lang no. So yung kanina, medyo may mga problems pa ako ata with the algos. Yan ako siya, improve ko siya. So for our US equities, market groups or sector dashboard natin. So yun nga, blockchain, home builders, yan yung mga top names natin. So you can pause this video. You can look at the top components of these top market groups, and you can look for setups in this leading names or in this leading group. So blockchain, sige, tingnan natin. Actually, maganda yung ginagalaw ng mga blockchain related names natin. So MicroStrategy. So we can see a breakout of this accumulation range. So ito yung accumulation range natin. Breakout, then consolidate. So tradable pa naman siya. It's still tradable. Pwedeng stops mo at this level. Targets mo, sige, tingnan natin. Let's use the fixed range volume profile to assess next key level based on volume. So actually, kung price action lang or structure lang, 800 yung next target. But actually, medyo heavy yung area na to, yung 580. So kung ito yung maging target mo, medyo pangit yung reward risk nga, no? So balik tayo dito, weekly time frame. So actually, ito yung niya. Isa to sa mga, tignan na lang natin i-move ulit natin yung fixed range volume profile natin. So based on this data, so next level na makapal is 630. Then karamihan ng volume is nandito sa area na to, sa 69 USD. So if itong range or yung immediate range yung tinitignan natin, 630, pumapasok dun yung yung next resistance area. So 2:1 reward risk, medyo mababa But if ito yung maging target mo, 5:1. 4:1, 5:1. And very clear setup naman yan. Pwedeng lower time frame ka pumasok, and then i-tight stops mo na lang. So, depende sa diskarte mo. So, next is coin. Sige. Let's just look 3 names per market group or leading market group. So, Coinbase, very nice breakout dito sa accumulation range. So, pwedeng gawin yan is mag-create ng base dito sa 130 level or pwede mag-retest at 115 area or dito. Yan, sige, iusog na lang natin. Yan. 114. Key level, support area na yan. Serving as support. So, recently, nag-IPO lang yan, and this is considered as your IPO base or IPO institutional accumulation base. So, pre-market, 146 siya, no? So, 5 p.m. na, PH time, start na ng pre-market in the US. So, this is good kasi, kaya siya nag-gap up dahil, yun nga, andun na tayo sa crypto bull market. BTC is above 40K. So, that's good for blockchain-related issues in US equities. So, pwede nyo tingnan yung other names. Riot, hindi lang na papunta dito sa top components, but I think it's showing parang signs of parang MSTR din. So, nag-breakout dito sa, kumaga may pagka fractal siya with MSTR. So, looking at MSTR, ganun din. Nag-wedge or nagkaroon ng flag or bull flag or parang wedge or bullish wedge. Same with Riot. So, ganun din. So, Riot platform. So, yan yung channel, retest, then rally. So, pre-market, gapping up 15.5. 15.5. So, tingnan natin pre-market, no? Yung volume. So, weak volume, hindi pa siya ganun kalakas na volume. So, baka excited lang yung mga tao. Yan, anyway. Moving forward, home builders, DHI, Len, Enevar. So, let's look at these names if nagpapakita siya ng setup. So, DHI or Horton, ito yung ano niya, ito yung July high niya. So, actually, ano to, near all-time high level. So, if it breaks above this 131 area, so, all-time high ulit tong DHI. So, ganda ng breakout niya nung Friday. And, yun, if gusto mo mag-enter on the lower time frame, pwedeng at the retest sa 130. Then, dagdag ka na lang on the way up. So, ang magandang makita natin dito is a strong breakout at 131. So, medyo overextended na siya. But, sige, let's look at other home builder names like Len. So, yan yung top components. So, magkakamukha lang actually, no? So, this is a good sign for this market group. Halos same setups, halos same market structures, and if ganyan kasi, usually, yung industry momentum, nagsusunod-sunod yan eh. Nagsusunod-sunod siya. And very tradable market group siya, no? So, tignan natin if it breaks above 133 as well. So, halos magkapresyo lang siya nung DHI, no? Enevar, so big picture, actually near all-time high din. Near all-time high. And this is a good bear trap, no? Bear trap yung ginawa niya. So, skinoop niya lahat ng sellers. And right now, pwedeng setup mo dito is a breakout at this level, 6.5 or at this level sa 6,400. So, NFR. So, for nuclear CCJ, mga very tradable market structure din to. So, actually, nag-gap up siya. Ito, this is a box structure. Although, yung last candle niya, no, nung Friday, parang this is a rejection candle. So, balik tayo sa trading economics. Balik tayo dito. Tingnan natin yung uranium spot. So, yun. Actually, 81 still showing signs of bullish momentum in terms of uranium prices, no? So, halos 90-degree yung move niya, no? So, most probably, let's expect na magkaroon ng spillover toward uranium names ulit. Yung ginagawa ng uranium spot. So, tingnan natin pre-market. Ito, meron ako nito, NXE. Although wala pang pre-market data. Monday, Nvidia. and ALKT. So ALKT is also a tech name, although software related, and nag-breakout din sa accumulation structure. And right now, it's showing continuation pattern. So ito yung tradable pattern niya. So UEC, for uranium pala, balik tayo dito, UEC. So same thing with CCJ and NXE, near all-time high tong UEC. And actually ito yung pinaka all-time high niya, 935. But sige, tignan natin if makapal ba tong area na yan based on volume profile. So manipis lang siya, karamihan ng volume is at 3.3. So madami na din kumita, madami na ring kumita. So let's see if it can break above 9.3 itong UEC. So other names, cloud computing, XSW is anong market group to? So software din, no? Balik tayo dito sa anong name nito. XSW is software din. Yung isa cloud computing. So IT, VGT. So tingnan nyo na lang yan, hanap kayo na setup. So for gold, sige, very nice na i-discuss tong gold din. So tignan natin yung SAO USD kahit CFD na lang. So nag all-time high yung gold spot natin, or ito yung gold, no? Gold mainly. So nagano siya, on the fourth try, nag-breakout siya. Tignan natin if kaya niyang i-sustain tong breakout na to. Tong 2070 na breakout. Although, mukhang reject niya, no? Baka yung pera kasi is flowing toward crypto or risk assets ulit. So, hirap eh. Hindi ko mahanapan ng narrative yung gold eh. But, ayun nga, since declining yields yung natin, 2-year, 10-year, 30-year. So, baka flight to safety tong yung pera ng other uh, yung liquidity essentially, no, pupunta sa gold. So ganoon naman eh, if may signs of uncertainty, hindi sure if ano ba talaga yung stance ng Fed and whatnot, yun, umangat yung gold. At the same time, ayun nga, declining USD din, declining USD or declining DXY. So, tignan natin other market groups. So, steel production, ito, Rio, Vale, and UE. So, you can look at this names. You can pause this video and look for setups in the top 10 kahit papaano, no? Top 10 market groups. So, in my focus list, sige, pakita na lang din tayo ng other names na tinitignan natin. So, VRT at all-time high. At all-time high itong VRT. So, isa to sa mga tinitingnan ko. And very tradable naman yung setup na binibigay niya. So, this is a consolidation structure. And, yun, nag-breakout siya, no? Nung Friday. So, gapping up, or hindi naman gap up, but pre-market is at 45.5. So, AV point, ganun din. Looks like VRT din. But for AV point, meron ka pang mga resistance at this level, dito sa IPO structure na yan, so IPO area. And, ayun, continuation pattern siya. So, it's a tradable setup naman. So, Bellring brand, so continuous upward lang din. Although, wala na akong BRB or Bellring brand, wala na ako niyan. UEC, eto AMRX or Amneal Pharmaceuticals. So, medyo siya, small cap siya. Pinaka-tradable pattern niya is eto, or tradable structure niya. So, coming from a rally, nag-create ng base, and yun, if it breaks above this base, wala namang upcoming earnings, and I think wala namang upcoming announcements for Amiel. Ito yung ano mo, next resistance area mo at $6. $6. So another emerging theme din is AI or ano pala, genomics pala. Genomics like CRISPR. Ito, tradable naman siya. Nag-breakout sa downtrend line. So since 2021, it's on a decline na, no? So nung 2020, nag-rally yan dahil sa COVID. I think dahil, ayun nga, sila yung isa sa mga pioneers ng ano, or isa sa mga naging primary contributors sa mga sa mga vaccines, no? Sa mga vaccines. So right now, breakout sa resistance trend line and it's consolidating or creating a continuation structure. So tradable naman siya. It's up to you if saan yung entry mo. Pwedeng 50% or on the breakout at 75. Pwede rin itong area na yan at 68. Depende sa inyo. So next is TJX. So apparel and footwear. So pangit lang yung naging reaction ng earnings. So medyo pass na yan. Tanggalin ko na yan actually. AGI, a gold related name. So breakout above this resistance trend line, nag-rally siya. So gold mining or gold miners, itong AGI. So pwede on the retest at 14. Depende sa move ng gold. Kung ano yung maging diskarte mo. To DraftKings. So DraftKings, looking at the big picture, no, approaching resistance area at 15 na tayo. So yun yung possible next resistance area. But sige, tignan natin yung ano, volume profile. Saan yung makapal talaga. Next, yun nga, 50. Ito yung next na point of control mo. So, titignan mo yung trading range na yan. Ito, yan. So, tatanungin mo, saan may pinakamakapal na volume? Volume node, I mean. 50. So, madaming ipit dyan na will serve as resistance. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Ganun siya kasimple. So, daily time frame, you have a tradable continuation pattern. So, box breakout, then pwede. Papuntang 50. Sakyan mo siya. So, MU, pulling back to the 20-day SMA. So, ano din, semicon-related name. So, ito yung ano niya, ito yung accumulation structure niya. Pattern target or measured target is at 88, 87. So, tingnan din natin saan yung makakapal na volume niya or volume node. Yun, pasok, 80. 80, although ito, yung measured target natin is at 87. Pasok with the value area high. Ito, point of control is at 80. So, medyo mukhang nag-resist talaga siya right now at 80. Kasi most likely, may mga break-even sellers ka na nagsaserve as resistance at the $80 area. Yun, so far, yun lang muna. Sige, moving forward sa crypto natin.